Hello. If you're curious about QHHT or quantum healing hypnosis therapy, and you're open to a bit more esoteric concepts such as past lives, higher self, and you want to book yourself maybe a session for QHHT but you're not sure what to expect, then this video is for you. That's why I'm making it, so that maybe I can answer some of your questions now that I've had the experience. So I became very curious about QHHT through reading some material and watching some videos from Dolores Cannon, who is the person that practiced and developed the method of quantum healing hypnosis therapy. So I wanted to have the experience, so I went onto the QHHT official website to choose my practitioner. I found somebody who had been trained by Dolores Cannon herself, which was important to me. Dolores Cannon was cool and special to me, so that was part of my choice. And also, I didn't want to experience my session through video chat, although I've heard that this is very effective too, but I wanted to do my session in person, and so I chose somebody who was reachable, like location-wise for me, that it was convenient to drive and doable that way. So yeah, you can do your session if you really love a certain practitioner. You can do a session through video chat, and it does work, I've heard, but I wanted to do it in person, so that was part of my choice. Before your session, I recommend having a clear mind. I did not drink coffee before my session. I don't consume alcohol, so I didn't, like, my consciousness was not altered in any way. I was at my regular state of consciousness. No coffee, alcohol, drugs, nothing to alter my session that way. So before your session, you want to create a list of questions. Maybe you want to categorize them into questions about your relationships, questions about your body and health that you want your higher self to come through and answer. So, for example, you're going to do a body scan. So your higher self is going to kind of go over your full body and see what could be fixed. There's like many spontaneous healings through these sessions. So you write down health concerns that you have, that maybe you can ask your higher self reasons why you're experiencing certain health concerns, and things like this. And relationship questions that you can ask your higher self, like, why did I need to experience this in my marriage? Why did I need to suffer this in this relationship? Why did this person come into my life? And you can ask your higher self all these questions and see what comes through. You may be amazed, and it may tie everything together for you in ways that you never expected and make everything in your life seem more clear. So that's a lot of the purpose of the session. For me, I'm a more high energy person, and so it was important for me, like, to be physically exhausted when I went to my session. It may be different for you, but for me, I went mountain biking with my husband the day before the session, so that so my body was quite tired from that. Then the morning of my session, I went hiking and swimming with my husband, so I was very tired and I was ready to lay down for many hours during the hypnosis without being feeling like I needed to do much movement. Like, I was ready to relax, so that was important for me. When you first arrive at your session, it's not fixed, but for me it was probably about an hour and a half, just speaking to my practitioner, getting to know them, and going over all my questions, making sure that the practitioner understood my questions to ask clearly when I was under the state of hypnosis, writing them down in a way that maybe she understood better, taking away questions that didn't apply to the session, like maybe you asked something and really you already know the answer. When you read it out, you're like, oh, well, I don't really need to ask that to my higher self because I really already know it. So taking out questions that aren't really very important and condensing questions, like if you had 3 questions that were basically the same question, just worded differently, maybe you'll condense them down into one, just making it easier. So that's the beginning of your session. Before my session, I do have to say that I had feelings of insecurity about whether I would allow myself to be hypnotized, whether it would work on me, and I was a little bit uneasy, like, if the session would be effective on me. So I had a little bit of self-doubt that maybe the session wouldn't work, but my recommendation is, if you're willing to fully let go of your thoughts or what you think should happen, and just allow the session to work through you rather than trying to control it, that is my best suggestion for you. Relax your mind and release resistance and allow the session to work through you. I feel that that's very important. If your mind is overly active and you're trying to control the session, I can see that it would be very hard for it to be effective. You need to almost allow yourself to be in a meditative state and try to clear your mind to let the session work for you. So try to be in that state when you book your session. So for me, I was brought to a very comfortable and professional room. There were certificates on the walls, like QHHT practitioner certificates, like training certificates for hypnosis and similar things. And it seemed very professional. The bed seemed very clean. The room was very clean. I felt cozy there. So it's nice if you feel comfortable in the room that you're in, you can maybe let your mind relax a little bit more easily, and the session will be more effective. So I felt great in the place that I was having my session. So that's important. I felt I was breathing perfectly, breathing very well, but I started to feel like I was sinking under like maybe 20 feet of water. Like it just felt like all this weight was on top of me, and my eyes were closed, but it almost looked like I was looking up through 20 feet of water. Like I could just see like the light from the surface of the water, and I felt like, honestly, I was under 20 feet of water. It was just pressing down on me, and so that was the feeling, if you can imagine it. Not in a bad way, not in a scary way, nothing to be afraid of. It was actually very comfortable, very relaxing. So the practitioner kept speaking, making me visualize things in my mind, and everything became very vivid. Like she was getting me to imagine this and that, and I was getting like super vivid visuals. I could really feel what she was getting me to imagine. It was almost the same feeling as right when you're drifting off to sleep, the same feeling of your body, and the same kind of like your mind is, it's almost like right when you're falling asleep, that kind of a state. So she asked me to visualize somewhere that I felt calm and peaceful, and my mind took me to, I was on smooth water, like a looking glass with hills all around me. I was in a kayak, and it was just the most peaceful day, and there was nothing to worry about, and I was just floating in my kayak on this clear water, hills all around me, clouds, and the sun in the sky. And then she asked me to leave my kayak and go float on a cloud.
To ask to speak to your higher self. May I speak to your subconscious, please? Do I have permission to speak to Samantha's subconscious?
Yeah.
Her higher self.
Yeah.
I respect the power of the subconscious because I know that the subconscious takes care of Samantha's body and does a very good job of it. I also know that the subconscious has the records of everything that has ever happened to Samantha in this lifetime and all other lifetimes that she had lived. So I request the power of the subconscious, and I always ask for permission to speak to you and ask questions. So do I have your permission, subconscious, to ask questions?
Yes.
I know the subconscious could have brought forth many different lifetimes for Samantha to see. You choose to bring forth a few lifetimes for her to see. Why did you pick these lifetimes?
They all seem to have one theme they all seem to go with one theme. Like there's like a an issue that you need to come into your power.
Okay.
And then you need to, yeah, it seems like you basically need to do the best you can, come into your power, and then, yeah, it seems like in every lifetime, like when the lifetime was over, she was happy and like did everything she wanted to do.
Well, we would like for you to strengthen her willpower and her courage and understanding and knowing who she truly is, and bring her to her power of self. Would you be able to do a scan of her body right now, please, and remove any blocks or any diseases, disharmonies, imbalances from her system? Would you please do that?
Yeah.
Okay. Would you be able to start now, please? And let me know what you find. She feels a heaviness in her heart since she was a child, and it seems like it's blocking her feeling the trueness of an emotion. It's dulling everything, and it's heavy. It's a heavy heart and sadness. What is that from?
Could be something carried from past lives, or it could be, yeah, from all the childhood stress that she has, from all the fighting and stuff.
So you're the higher power of Samantha. You know exactly how it got there, do you?
Yeah.
Are you able to tell her how it got there, and would you please remove it?
Yes. I would say a lot of it was from this lifetime, just from feeling all the negative emotions around you.
Okay. Are you able to clear all these negative emotions that she has put inside of herself as a child, and not knowing that she was doing it? Can you please remove all that now? I greatly appreciate it. She needs to be set free. She doesn't need to be clustered with everybody else's energies. Do you agree?
Yeah.
What does her heart look like? Is it becoming brighter? Are you removing the old energies, the heavy energies out of her heart?
Yeah.
You're setting her free. Can you please let me know when you're finished with her heart?
Yeah.
finished? Okay, continue, please, if you don't mind, to her entire body. Are there any other areas in her body that you need to clear? Can you please explain what you are seeing or what you are working on?
Yeah, I feel it's just almost just everything just needs to be a little bit lighter.
Okay, so could you please now do a total scan, clearing, and energizing of her body?
Yeah.
And let me know when you are finished. And if you could, please continue to work on important time and place where there's information there that we need for you this day, this lifetime. Move ahead or move behind, wherever you need to move for the most appropriate time and place. Most appropriate time and place. What do you see?
I think I am kind of like a magician or something. Now that the somnambulistic state of trance had been reached and I was in that state to experience the procedure properly, we went into a past life regression, which I find fascinating. So I've always believed that, I've always felt that I've been here before, or that I've had incarnations before as other beings. I've always kind of had that sense that what we perceive from birth in this lifetime is not all there is. I feel strongly in the veil of forgetfulness that we've existed before, and that then we must forget everything so that we can come into this life fresh and take all the lessons from this life. So here we go into the past life regression. I was guided to see events that my subconscious wanted me to, that my subconscious thought were significant in this life now, maybe to help with a current issue or for more clarity on situations affecting the now. So we were going into past lives as other creatures in other dimensions, physical and non-physical, and it all, I believe it all does exist. So I was open to it, and it did all come to me through that state of trance and hypnosis. So that was quite fascinating for me. At the beginning, just getting into it, I was brought back to like previous parts of this lifetime that maybe stood out as important. So I was very, very clearly in the place where I'd first met my husband, and at the beginning of that whole journey when I had moved to a different province, and then it was when I first was meeting him and everyone that was involved there, and we were all in a past location, and I was vividly dreaming that, vividly seeing that in my hypnosis. So then I went back very far. It was a life as what we would know as a fairy. Like, I was just a very tiny being. I felt like I was underneath ferns, and I was out in the wilderness, and it was all very real. Then there was a natural disaster, and I was very afraid. I was actually terrified in my hypnosis, but I was guided to see it as a third party, not to panic in my hypnotized state. So it was all okay, so nothing to be afraid of. I didn't step into my power in this lifetime. I did survive, but I didn't, it was kind of more of a fear energy in my fairy life with the natural disasters that were happening in my hypnosis. So then I was an otter. I vividly could feel that I was an otter. I had a family. I was catching fish, swimming. It was more of a survival life. But I did feel very close to my children and to my mate. And it felt familiar, like it felt like maybe it was my current family as otters. I felt like I knew them. So it was very beautiful, a beautiful life. And I was led even through my death as an otter and a fairy. And then I was an alchemist. I was a male. I could feel very vividly that I was like a huge man. It was amazing. I could see like my giant hands and everything. And I was very powerful. I could like transform one material to another, depending on what I needed. I was a very good person. I was helpful to the community, and I was very powerful and used it in a good way. It almost felt like a medieval time, but like I wasn't given a date or anything, but I felt that I was in a medieval time. And again, there were natural disasters in this life, but I stepped into my power and I used my abilities to transform one material to the other and to be very strong and everything. I used that, and we did all survive. And it was a wonderful life. I feel like I was very powerful there, and it showed me my strength. So overall, like the main messages that I kept getting from all my past life regressions were, I was shown to be love. I was told actually by my higher self, when asked what my higher self purpose in this life is, I was told that my purpose is just to be, to do everything from a place of love, to be love, to learn to just only act from love. And I was shown that I was supposed to be a lighthouse for my husband, my kids, from afar, for my extended family. I'm supposed to just be a lighthouse. That's what I was told by my higher self for my purpose in this life. And I was told to relax, like I'm always feeling like I need to do. I was told just be. That kept coming to me over and over from my higher self. Just be pure love, be light, be a lighthouse. That is the main thing that my higher self kept coming through and saying to me. It also said to me, be strong and flexible with situations to come, like this year in 2020 and in the future. Being strong and flexible not in a literal sense, although I take it literally, and that is kind of what I do like physically, but it's actually not about the physical side. It's about in situations, and not literally strong and flexible, but in life, strong and flexible. So then there was a body scan to remove blocks and to lighten energy of the whole body, especially. There was a body scan done, and it was shown by my higher self that my heart carries a lot of blocks and heaviness. Maybe I carry a lot of negative energy from my childhood, and maybe even past lives in my heart. And I just felt a heaviness in my heart. And it sounds sad, but it's actually true. Like I just feel blocked in my heart chakra. So my higher self acted on my heart chakra, and it was removing the blocks from my heart, removing all the negative energy that I've stored up in my heart center. And I honestly didn't know if it would work or not, but I feel so much better now after having that done. So wonderful. And yeah, I don't know if it's a placebo effect of believing that this QHHT removed blocks from my heart chakra, but it honestly feels lighter and like not so tense in my heart ever since I've had this done. So we also went through rules of relationships in my current life. It was shown that my mother was given, like I chose my mother before birth. We had a soul contract. Her mission in this life for me was to teach me true forgiveness. Now that is very powerful, I was told by my hypnotist. Extremely powerful. And the things that my mother and I survived together, she suffered a lot in order to be my teacher, to show me forgiveness. So that is huge, and I have to thank her for teaching me that. The rest of my family, my dad and my sister, were less formal contracts. They were more support rules, there to always support me through this lifetime, including even now, even though we're not geographically close together. They are there for support, just being, and being there if I need them. So, and probably the same from me to them. On a soul level, I was shown that I chose my husband for comfort, and I chose him for a good life. It seemed like I'd have a good life. So that's funny, I actually said that. And a vibrational match, so that's cool. Like, we just matched vibration, which is lovely. And it showed me that my husband and I have incarnated together in other lives, and we come down as soul groups. So we've been together in other lives, maybe the other life, who knows. So my daughters chose me as their mother, also because of a vibrational match. And when I saw my wife, when I was an alchemist in that past life part of the regression, when I saw my wife, she felt like, and her eyes were the eyes of my daughter Zoe. So that's very out there. But perhaps when I was an alchemist, a man alchemist in medieval times, my current daughter Zoe may have been my wife. So, I mean, we've come down together and we've always played different roles for each other. So maybe your current daughter was your mother in a past life, or anything is possible. So it's up to what you believe and what you are open to. It's a lot about faith, isn't it? So the end message that I received from all of this was to act always from love, to be a lighthouse. And I was shown that I am on my correct path for expansion and growth. Because I was very worried. I was like, am I on my right path? Like, does my higher self think that I'm on my right path to achieve my soul missions, my soul contracts? And I was shown that yes, so far I have been on my correct path, and everything that I had questions about, like, why did this happen to me, why did this happen to me? Everything that has happened to me in my life was to bring me here, and it was all to teach me lessons and to bring me to where I am and where I'm going. So everything has been on the right track for me. That's what I was shown. So anyways, I was guided into waking up from my hypnosis. My hypnosis itself, I have it all recorded. My actual hypnosis was 3.5 hours long. I was under hypnosis, not moving, in a bed, in that somnambulistic state of trance for 3.5 full hours. And yeah, I have it all recorded, and I couldn't believe it because it felt like 1 hour. When I looked at my recording after and realized it actually was 3.5 hours long, I couldn't believe it because I felt when it was happening that it was maybe 1 hour. So that was amazing. Maybe the same thing will happen to you. So when I was guided into waking up from my hypnosis, as you can imagine, I felt very heavy when I was first waking up. It was like crazy to move. It was like my whole body was just still asleep. But slowly I could move again, and I came back to my regular state. And I have to say that my heart does feel less blocked, as I said. My heart feels lighter. I can't say that it's true. I can't say that you'll experience the same, but I feel healed in my heart, like truly. And clarity has been gained for like possibilities of all of this, possibilities that maybe we're not taught in regular society. My mind just feels like expanded, like I feel like all of this has opened up to me, so that's fascinating. And I feel energized. I really do feel energized. Like, I just feel great today now after having this done. So yeah, if you choose to do this as well, maybe this video was beneficial to you, and I'd love to hear it in the comments. And maybe you'll make your own video, and maybe you'll go on to become a practitioner. So yeah, in the comments below, please let me know if you have a session or if this helps you, your thoughts. Thank you so much. Bye. Have a great day. One very last thing that I should mention is that if it interests you, your subconscious, while you're in the somnambulistic state of trance, your subconscious can actually let you access your Akashic records if you have specific questions of things that your higher self thinks that you should know in this lifetime that would benefit you in this lifetime. It may show you things from your Akashic records if that interests you. I find it fascinating, but I asked if I could be shown the Akashic records and be shown something but my higher self came through and said, like, what does she want to know? Because she can see the Akashic records, but what is it that she wants to know and why? Like, what would it be a benefit in this life? So you have to kind of know exactly what you want to see from the Akashic records, if that's of interest to you. Also, if spirit guides and guardian angels are of interest to you and you believe in them, they do exist. And I did get to see my guardian angels. Apparently I have 6. I was shown that one of them is named August. I don't know what's up with that, but anyways, I have 6 guardian angels according to my hypnosis, and one of them, his name is August, and I have 15 spirit guides. So I was shown my spirit guides and my guardian angels, which I am open to believing in. I believe in any possibilities. My grandma will be very happy to know that I have all of this support. So my hypnotist told me I am very lucky to have so much support in my physical life with my dad and sister, and in the spirit realm I'm apparently very well supported. So she told me I'm a very lucky woman. So anyways, enjoy your experience. And again, I'll hear it about your experience and your questions in the comments below. Thank you so much.